check it. Okay, can you hear me now? I've been sitting here talking my head off again. Dang it. Okay. This is, I think this photo might look a little familiar to you, but this is the actual exact raw footage. You know the picture that is at the beginning of all of my videos that's got the beautiful blue colors and all that? This is the exact footage. And I am going to show you guys from start to finish how I can get all those beautiful colors to come out and exactly what I do to when I zoom in really close on those videos and things look really, really crystal clear and real defined. I'm going to show you from start to finish exactly what I do on this footage. Yes, that is the intro shot. Yep. And I'm going to show you how I got it to look so colorful. There's no fakery going on here. It's just, it's not really filtered. I guess it is kind of filters. Hi, Carlos. Hi, Quinn. And Craig, of course. So I'm gonna go ahead and go over to my editor now and show you guys how the magic happens. Because I have absolutely nothing to hide. So you can kind of see the bluish colors like this, right? But I'm going to show you now. I'm just going to go one thing at a time. Here's brightness. I'm going to take brightness and contrast. Okay, so we're going to darken it down a little bit. Now I've got this auto levels that I showed you guys on the last little tutorial thing. When I click this auto levels, bam, look at that. Hi, Zoom. So I take, this is I'll show you again. This is my raw moon footage. I'll even play it for a second so you can tell. It might be choppy just because this editor really takes a lot of RAM, but this is actually the same video that I got photobombed. See? All right, so I'm showing you that's just raw footage. That right there is my raw footage from the Nikon P1000. And did I miss anybody? I said hi, Zoom, Carlos, Craig, Quinn. Glad to see y'all. Okay, so I'll start over again. This is my raw footage. Absolutely 100% raw footage. This is some of the clearest footage I ever got. So this one gets kept on my laptop at all times. I've been able to go back to this, I think it's, I can't remember how, what is it? It's about 7 or 8 minutes worth of footage. And I have made, I don't know how many videos out of this. Just one night. But so I'm going to take the raw and I'm going to click the brightness and contrast. You can play around with it a little bit. I already did just for the sake of doing it. But so you see it looks kind of dark, a little bit dark, but you can see that the blue colors are coming out and everything. So I got this auto levels button, and this is this program is called Hit Film Express. You can see it up here in this corner up here. It is a freeware. You can buy extras, which I did buy one extra for it, and it's called a grain removal tool, and I'm going to show you that. I mean, it was $20 and that's lifetime. But this is a freeware, but it really does, you really got to have a good computer to run it and to be able to do this. So this, this is a laptop, but I have 20 gigs of RAM in this laptop. So anyway, so there's the raw footage again. I just turned down the brightness a little bit and the contrast up. You guys can see the settings. And now I'm going to click my auto levels. And look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? It's stunning. Now, auto levels basically just, you just want to play around with the buttons. but it basically just kind of adjusts your contrast and your brightness and your color and all that. Yeah, this is absolutely gorgeous. So now you guys see that I'll play this for a second so you understand that this isn't, there's nothing, I've done nothing to it except for what I just showed you. And that is my intro shot, you know. That was before I got my really good tripod and my um, tracker. Now see, now when you get down here, it's a little bit too dark. But do you see it? Let me turn the brightness and contrast. Let me turn the brightness up a little bit. You can see that again. Watch. I got photo bombed by a jet. It was really cool. That looks better. Like I said, this footage is choppy just because this program really is taxing on my computer. And when I turn the grain removal tool on, it'll even get worse. But I'm going to turn down the brightness just a pinch. So I always turn the brightness up for the terminator line because you can see more. But if you want to see the colors on the moon, you want to turn it down a little bit. Just a little bit. So you can get so you just play around with the buttons a little bit. You know what was funny was I was like, okay, I like this shot. And I remembered that I had to go get something in the house. So I turned around and walked away. So I didn't even know I got that shot of that jet until I reviewed the footage. Okay. So now I want to show you, I'm going to go back to the first frame. So you can see that rectangle there in the Mare Serenitatis. This is Mare Tranquillitatis. This is Mare Fecunditatis. This is Mare Nectaris, I think. Yeah. This is Mare Embryum over here. So, but I want to show you something really cool. So let's pull up the magnifier. Now I don't need to use the grain removal tool on this footage because it is so clear. But sometimes I will like click over a frame or two just to, see which one's the clearest. Isn't that awesome? You want to see that big wall in Nectaris? All right. That one? Now see, this is how I do this. This is what you're talking about, Zoom? Right here. So let's just see if we can see that a little better. Just see if we can get some definition in there, maybe. Just turn the brightness down a little. I've caught those little black dots flying around a lot in a lot of places, but definitely in this area before, Craig, absolutely. Okay, now let's see here. That's too bright. See, there's something sitting on the edge of that wall. See it right there? Now, maybe we can fiddle with contrast a little. Sometimes I like to just see what, you know, what this does or what that does. Now, I want to magnify up more. See, that's when it starts to get a little blurry. And I'll show you, yeah, look, there's the little black dots. You see them, Craig? Look at them. Okay. Let me show you something. This is how the way that you can see these little black dots really moving about is if you slow the footage down a little bit. So I can do that. We'll slow it down. We'll slow it down to about 25% or so. Okay. We'll move this to the beginning. We'll back out just a pinch. In the grain removal tool, let me show you what it does. You see that? It just kind of blurs it a little bit. I've noticed that there are some people who get moon footage who heavily edit and blur things big time. This is how you do it. Now, I don't want it that blurry. I just want a little bit. So we're just going to put just like a little smidge on there of the grain removal, just for zooming in purposes. Now, let me play this really, really slow here. Let me, you can really see the little critters if I really take down the. I'm trying to use the slider and not numbers, guys, and it's not really working out for me too well here. Now, I'm going to play this in super duper slow-mo. See them? Please tell me you can see the little black dots. I can even do this in negative and stuff too. Okay. There is a spot up here. This right here is called Bear Mountain. This is where Mare at the top. Whoops. Let me turn the grain removal off, so we don't have any of that. Okay. This is called Bear Mountain. This is right here is where Mare Tranquillitatis and Mare Serenitatis meet. Okay. And so we've got Bear Mountain right here. I see Dome, two of them, right here and right here. Do you guys see them? So we're gonna, let's see. There they are. Yeah, a black one and a white one, correct. That's awesome. I'm just playing around. This is what I do. I just keep messing around with the buttons until, you know, I can see what I see. That's really magnified in too. Let's see. That is magnified. Let's see. Right here is about 2.5 times magnified. I like kind of doing it like this better because you can really zone in. Excuse me, you can really zone in on something, you know. But that's always fascinated me right there because those are both domes bigger than anything. I got this a little bit too dark. There. Now, oops. It is great software and it's free. And you can just start looking around and it's really fun. I'll tell you what, a lot of people want to look in the mirrors where all the color is and everything, and there's cool stuff in there. But the really cool stuff that you can't see is where the gray or white is. Really, you take your you take your let's put it down here for instance. All right, so let's take our brightness down. We don't want that much contrast. And you will start seeing stuff like you wouldn't believe. And another thing, this was captured in 30 frames per second. And I will take this and change the project settings to 100 frames per second. And that, believe it or not, clears it up. From now on, though, I won't have that problem simply because all the footage that I get, I capture it in 120 frames per second. Quinn, it is a Hit Film Express. You can see it up here in the top left corner where it says Hit Film Express. And so, you know, in right here, Menelaus, that's always looked like, you know, definitely something going on right there. And what is that? I want to say wrong. I think this one's Archimedes. One of these is Archimedes. On a small screen just now. I got you. I don't mind you asking, Quinn. So this was some incredibly clear footage that I got that I kept. And I just wanted to show you guys that, you know, the way that I'm able to achieve the color from this, which is raw, 100% raw, down to up to where it's beautiful and colorful. So I think I had that at like that. And I've got this in slow-mo. And really slowing the video down too, you can really see a lot too. You'll get to see that jet in slow-mo. I don't know, I've got this slowed down awful slow. So there's no trickery, but there is a little bit of editing. I don't care what camera you got, you're not going to get you are not going to get those colors to come out unless you edit it. It's just not going to happen. It's like I explained last time. It's like looking out on a sandy beach or the snow with the sun shining, it's a glare. It's a glare from the sun. So basically when I'm doing this is as basically I'm just putting sunglasses on. So but yeah, just kind of shading it over a little bit there. This is really super slowed down. But I can tell you, just because of the way the moon is moving and footage and cameras work and whatnot, it would be extremely. And another way you can tell if somebody's using their contrast is, do you see how bright some of these bright spots are? They're super bright, and that's how a way you can tell if someone's using a lot of contrast. So I can show you. I turn off. They're still, then turn this off. See, this is the raw, and they're a little bit bright. This is natural, normal, raw footage. But if I start turning on like the contrast, they get bright. See, that's how you can tell if someone's using it, contrast. Not that I'm saying there's anything wrong with it, but if someone tries to tell you that it is raw and you see that, then they're not telling the truth. And there's quite a few people out on YouTube that don't tell the truth. I'm not naming names because that's not how I roll. But there are some people who don't tell the truth. And I'm not out to debunk anybody. I'm not out to badmouth anybody or anything like that. I just want to I've always tried to be honest and upfront with y'all and show you exactly what I do. Because I think it's fair. Y'all are sky watchers too. You guys make videos and stuff. And if I can show you how to use this software to make your videos and your footage clearer, and for you to be able to, even if you don't want to make videos out of it, it has a pretty good learning curve. But the way I learn things, I just get in and start pushing buttons. It's not going to change your raw footage. So if you screw it all up, so what? Delete it and start over, But this is a really, really, really good software, especially for free. I think we'll get to see our jet in slow-mo here in a second. There it is. So all these, there's some really, and this is called, I think, LaSalle. I think it's called something like that. My memory ain't the greatest, you guys. There's some really interesting things in this area too. Like this right here, it kind of looks like a volcano. But here again, you can let's say we want to just really look. And you have to have really good clear footage for this to work. You can't just take crappy footage that's all blurry and pixelated. So I'll show you. That's raw. And right here, all I'm doing is adjusting it so that we can get a better idea of it. Just kind of defines it better, Not really changing it much, is it? There. Whoop, crap. Sticky, sticky. This area has always fascinated me. Always. I don't know if my chat went away or if everybody left me. If not, oh well, I'm still going to show you this. Okay, magnify. There's all kinds of cool stuff to look at. This is, turn that brightness up a little bit. This one is, what is it? I can't remember what it's called. Mount something. This one's always fascinating depending on which way you're looking at it on the moon. Sometimes it looks like a wishbone and it's sticking straight up really, really tall. And other times it just looks like a little bump. So the closer we get down to the terminator line, the darker it gets. So then I have to adjust it. Usually though on the terminator line, I don't have to do anything except maybe turn the brightness up a little bit. Let's turn that off. Let's turn all this off. There's our raw footage. Whoops. There's what we looked at the other night from this footage. This wasn't from this footage though. And I'll tell you what, with that old crappy tripod, getting some of these shots was really hard. There's Tycho. So this is raw. I have nothing. And usually on the Terminator, I don't even need any kind of, except, like I said, except for to turn, this is Gazindi Crater. And I think this is called Mare Humorum. We got some cool stuff on this Terminator line a little bit here. So you just click to another frame and look how much clearer that comes in. So this is raw, no filters, no nothing. A lot of cool stuff to look at there, ain't it? So just I literally do this, guys. I go frame by frame until I get the perfect one. You know? Sometimes I have the perfect one from the beginning and then I lose it. But I literally go through frame by frame on stuff a lot. This is 100% raw right here. Done absolutely nothing to it. Now, let's see right here. Let's turn on auto levels and see what happens. Not a whole lot. It's just brightening up the bright areas, basically. And then if I turn the brightness down, we'll get rid of that contrast. Sometimes you can turn the contrast actually down a little bit instead of up on the Terminator line so you can see some more around the edge. And, you know, I do play around and like, ooh, what does that look like? Or what does this look like? But on the Terminator line, I feel like if you turn the brightness down, you're missing a lot. See how I'm playing around with the auto levels now. So as you can see, it doesn't change what you see, except that it just defines it a little bit better. Now, if I put this grain removal tool on, then we get a little bit less of that fuzzy feeling. So let's see what else we got on this footage. There's Copernicus. And Tycho and Clavius. Bianchini, and let's take a look at that. Remember we saw this on the full spectrum footage, but you know, is a different day, so we're not getting as much definition as what we did in that, because it's just not there to get. There, it's a little better. I still say that's something right there. I don't know how a crater could have such tall walls around it. And maybe it could be like some kind of a vent or something, or I don't know. This is Bianchini crater right there. But so you can see there's not really a whole lot of definition here. Now we're going to bring out a little bit more. But if it ain't there, it ain't there, you know. So, for instance, let's see here. There is some color in Mirror Imbrium. There's a lot of browns, rusty colors. And you can really see it if you bring down. See, now you're getting a lot more. You can see a little bit more over here. But you really got to play with it to get these colors to really come out. And you're going to have to break your video up if you've been panning the moon, because when you start, it's going to be brighter than it is by the time you get to the way in the natural movement of the moon anyway. But now the only thing this right here is I've turned down the brightness and up the contrast a little bit. You know, you hit the auto levels, it just kind of, you know, clarifies it up a little bit. And then you can see in the mirror, those look like caves, don't they? Something. Ooh. Do you see what I see? I see very, very straight lines. Very, very straight lines. Can you see them? There it goes. It's kind of faint, but it's there. This, my friends, is how you can see the good stuff. I see all kinds of stuff in there. But I don't know what they are, but there's definitely some seriously straight lines right there. Okay. So I'm saying, just if you've got a desktop or a laptop that's got a pretty good amount of RAM, you can run this program and you can make some killer videos. I do use a second program. I use this if I do any editing, and then I'll save that clip that I've edited in this. I'll make a little video out of just a clip that I edited. And then I take all my little clips from this and I pull them up in another editor that is also free. But I only because it's easier for me to put the entire video together with all the different clips and put the music in and all that in the other editor. It's just a little bit more user friendly for me than this one. But this one is the one where I really make the magic happen. But I just wanted to show you guys exactly how I get that color and clarity and stuff to come out. There was something I saw over here I wanted to look at. Where is it? Oh. Yeah, that's interesting, ain't it? And we can get in a lot closer. This right here is what's catching my eye. This is raw. I don't have anything on but the magnifier. Now here's where I would want to use my grain removal. So, and you can, like I said, you can adjust it. It just takes a little bit of the pixelation out. But see, I don't want to over blur it either. Sometimes you just got to work with what you got, you know. If you can't get in too close, you can't get in too close. But see how that really it's kind of smooths it out, and you're going to lose a little bit of detail on the smaller things. Like that. See how I can blur it. Which is, it's kind of cool, but or I can just I can just back it out a little bit, and I think that's better. Hi, David. So I think this is better if you don't want to some people, they just like to overdo it, you know, and you can overdo it. You can just way overdo everything. And then nobody wants to take you seriously because they see how heavily edited your video is. That's just the way it is. So there's just some interesting spots over here. But let's turn this off. Turn this off. This is my opening intro shot. This is the raw footage. I said this at the beginning, but I'm just going to show you again. The way I achieve that intro photo with the beautiful color and clarity is simply through this editor. I click brightness and contrast. Bring the brightness down a pinch. And I've got an auto levels button. Hey, Dana! Good to see you. So this is exactly, you recognize it. This is my intro photo. And this is called Hit Film Express. It's freeware. It does require quite a bit of RAM, but you can brightness and contrast, auto levels, all that. The only tool that I've used during this tutorial that you actually have to pay for is the grain removal tool. And I paid for that a couple of years ago. And I mean, they also send you constant like updates and things for that, things like that for this. So if you have to switch computers, you just have your account on the Hit Film Express website, and then you can just re-download onto another computer. You don't have to pay for it again. So that's really cool. But they do have options where you can pay, you know, that you can pay for extra tools. For my purposes, the only one that I needed was the grain removal tool, and I showed you why. Because that way I can sometimes I can, like, if there's moisture in the air or a lot of disturbance, then it can create not pixelization, but just fuzzy, blurry, I don't know. But the grain removal tool I do use occasionally for the super zoom videos. That's what I use it for. So this shot here, the only thing that is I've touched is, you can see right there on the right side, that's my control panel. Now, you want to see something else? Or are you guys done? Let's see. Yeah. So there's all my eclipse photos. This is all I've got in this particular project. I got all of my favorite photos. Favorite shots. My best shots from the moon. This is just a still shot. All I'm going to do is pull up magnifier so that we can look at this stuff a little closer. Just fascinating. This is just raw. There's nothing, there's no editing or anything done to this. Just 100% raw video or raw photo. It's a still shot. Actual photo is that's not blurry is really hard to achieve with my camera. There's something right there. Let's see. There was one of the, oh yeah, here, no, not that one. Mirror Chrysium, I think, is like we'll pull this. Here's a full spectrum photo. Now, see, I took this in a different. That's a blurry one. That's probably why it's that small. They are, Craig. Still shots are. I like, personally, I like the still shots way better than the photos. I've taken a couple of photos that were outstanding, in my opinion. Here's one of my favorite photos. Stretch it out there where I can get it. This was my first night with the full spectrum. First night with the full spectrum. I got this gorgeous dome. Now, is that a dome or is that a dome? That's a still shot, and that's a still shot magnified with the magnifier and all. Um, you can ask him the next time you see Jim Schutz. He is so graciously gave me a link to upload all of my photos and stuff that I would like onto his Dropbox for special folder. And it's just read only. You can't download the photos or anything, but you can, unless we give you permission. But you can ask him for the link next time you see him on, and you can get on. And I add every time I get new footage and I get great shots, I add to that folder. So he did that so that I can share my stuff with you guys. So next time we're on live or whatever, or you see Jim in the comments, and if you'd like to have access to see these photos for yourself and pull them up on your own software, or your not your software, but your own computer, I'll tell him that I don't care if you download them, of course. Everybody that's here, I know all you guys are honest, but if I saw somebody pull up one of my photos and use it on their channel without my permission, I would copyright their ass faster than you could even imagine, because that's wrong. You don't steal other people's work, you know. Now, if someone wanted to say, hey, this is Cindy Lou Who's footage and I just wanted to share it with you, then I'd be good with that. But I'm not on here to be monetized. Y'all know that. Hi, Stats. I'm not on here for that at all, as a matter of fact. I'm just doing this because I like to share. That's all. So this is the edge of Merecrisium. Some really extremely interesting shots. That's magnified up already, so I don't have to anymore. Apennine. Here it is, the Apennine Mountain. I wanted to show you guys this. I call it the Apennine City. Look at all that cool stuff. There's just so much here to see. I'm going to try to pull my magnifier up. I'm getting a different shot on tablet than my computer. That's freakly. I know it is crazy. I've got my phone right here that I can see what I'm doing, that it's behind what I'm actually doing on my laptop. So at least I can then this is so that I can have this full screen on my laptop and see the chat. And you see, I'm getting my computer's starting to bog down a little bit. I got too much going on, I guess. Come on, you slowpoke. Or, of course, the computer might be deciding to do an update when I'm in the middle of something. Or maybe the men in black are like, hey, she's showing too much. Let's mess with her. That could be it. Let me get rid of some of these other pictures and see if that'll help. This is super magnified, so it's not the clear. It's not like extraordinarily clear, but it's clear enough. We'll just do it a little bit. That's better. The Apennine Mountains. This right here is always fascinated me because look at that. What's causing, is that a shadow? What's causing it? Straight, straight, straight edges. Interesting. And there's a lot going on. To me, that don't look like mountains. Or it looks like mountains that have something built up the side of them. I got your email the other day. I got an email from Floyd the other day, Julie. We had, I've had a big event that I've been getting prepared for. And it was last night, and I did pretty good. And look at that. What is that? And so I've been like super busy. I've only been putting out a couple of videos a week, maybe. But I've been doing a lot of clay art and stuff. That's what I was doing for the show or for the event. What does he say? Carlos. I'm monetized, but all my stuff is Creative Commons license. All my materials free to use, allowing other people to use my stuff, making the possibility of sharing, not having problems of copyright. Well, you know what? That's because you're a good person, Carlos. You know, I don't have anything against being monetized. I just know that there are some people who are on YouTube and not just doing this kind of stuff, but just in general. There are some people who are just downright dirty to make money. I mean, I had my whole damn channel stolen. Over 500 videos. I was less than a month away from being able to be monetized if I wanted to be. And so I got the whole thing stolen from me. And still to this day, I can't get into my, luckily I had downloaded everything that I had in my Google Drive and all that from that account, but I have zero access, can't get access to it. So, you know, it's like there are people on YouTube who will stoop to no, there is no low they won't stoop to if it ain't, you know, causing drama or always having some kind of drama going on, whatever works for them. I don't really give a rat's behind about other people. But I just want you guys, you know, y'all to understand that I do not, I am not monetized. I will never be monetized no matter what. For one, I don't have the time that it takes to put in to anymore. I mean, I almost was there, had it all taken away, and I was just like, you know what? Chuck it in the bucket, man. Chuck it in the bucket. Just do this for fun. Don't work so hard. I've been spending a lot less time on the computer and a lot more time outside. A lot more time gardening and creating with my hands, this clay stuff. I had a great time. We both had a great time at the green market last night. We had a blast. By the way, those of you that are here, the little guy that I made while we chatted, the little incense burner guy, he was the very first thing I sold. And I did not get a picture of him, dang it. And the funniest thing is that this girls came up and they wanted him, and then they're like, well, we're going to go look around and we'll come back and we'll get it. Well, before they got back, somebody else bought it, and it's first come, first served, that kind of thing. I regret the time it takes to monetize a channel and the problems I have, says Carlos. That's exactly the reason why I won't do it. I did not sell everything, Craig, but I sold quite a few pieces. And so I just, I have the way I feel about it is I have a good start for next month. But I mean, I didn't sell every single thing, but this was the first green market of the season, and it was busy, but it could have been a lot busier. So exactly, Dana. There are a lot of charlatans on YouTube, Gwen. That's for sure. Let's see, what does Carlos say? But at the moment, it's all I got, and since 2020, I only make 400 euros. Wow. You know what? Like I said, Carlos, more power to you. To have the time and the energy to be able to put in to do that. Hi, Planet X. Yep, Planet X. You're monetized, 20,000 subs, and earn about 20 English pounds a month. Can't even fill my car up. It ain't all that. Well, to some people, they act like it's everything. It's everything, and I'm like, well, for one thing, money ain't everything to me. Money is just a tool. I don't have to have money. Right, a good day all around. Oh, thank you, Dana. But it's when I first started it, when I first started the channel, I was hurt. Had been hurt from work, and was having problems with the lawyers and the insurance company, and not paying me, and we were just like, I was like, I've got to do something. And so I thought, well, I'd try to do that, and then it ended up taking 2.5 years or 2 years, and I still wasn't there yet. And I was just like, I don't have the energy or the time to do this anymore. But I kept trudging along until my channel was stolen, and then I was just like, nah, I'm done. First, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna, and now it's like that would happen on February 8th. This is May 21st, and I don't even have 200 subscribers back yet. I don't even have my community channel back yet or anything. I would love to have the 500 subscribers so that I can have my community channel, because I love that, having that, to be able to, communicate with everybody. But and I'm still going to do little giveaways, by the way, of these little creations that I make. Not, and I may give away some of my "Don't Tell Me What to Do" t-shirts. No, David. The market went pretty good. I sold a few things, and we got a good feel of how it's going to go next month, and I've got an idea of what more people are looking for and stuff like that. So, and the beautiful cedar display that James built me, there were several people who wanted to buy some of those shelves. So he's in between working on the cabin. He's going to be making some more of those shelves, and he sat there and whittled a knife out of cedar. And I mean, it was nice. It could be a deadly weapon. You could kill somebody with it. And James just sat there and whittled. And there was an elderly gentleman that was in the booth next to ours. He was selling peanuts and pecans and stuff. And at the end of it all, James gave him the knife, and that was pretty cool. And a lot of the vendors, we went around at the end and was, giving each other stuff and trading stuff and whatnot. So on one side of us was, he had peanuts and pecans and stuff, and it was us. And then there was an elderly woman who made these little satchels out of recycled fabrics. That was really cool. And then on the other side of her was Babushka's cookies. And oh my gosh, I'm you guys know I don't eat sweets anymore, but I mean, I was a cookie head before. And they smelled heavenly, absolutely heavenly. And man, she stayed busy the entire time. She was hopping. I bet she made a couple grand. So it's a cool place. And it's once a month, third Friday of the month from now till through October. So we'll just go set up and sell our little things and who knows what I'll have. And I told them that, I'm always changing up what I make. So you never know, just whatever hits me. So, and for those of you that just came in late, I'm going to show you the original, what I originally wanted to show you. And I showed everybody else. Let me get rid of this picture. And we'll pull this one back in, this footage. And I'll show you one more time. This is, believe it or not, this is the original raw footage. This is my intro shot on all my videos. Okay. This is raw, 100% raw. And I just want to show you how I can get the colors and that clarity to really come through. So basically I'm going to click brightness and contrast. I'm going to bring the brightness down a pinch. I'm going to bring the contrast up a pinch and start seeing those colors coming through. And then I've got this button called Auto Levels. You're just going to play with that button a little bit. And then you just mess with your brightness and your contrast until you get what you're looking for. There is another effect called Auto Color. Turn off the auto levels. Now, did that add any color in there that wasn't already there? No. It didn't. I like the auto levels button better just simply because it does more than just the color. So you just want to play with the buttons until you can get I will tell you that the closer you get to the closer up you can get to the moon, the more you can see the colors, the closer you get. Yeah, it was a wonderful market, Quinn. It really was. We had a blast. We had there was Calf Killer Brewery was out there, and they make their they've got a little microbrewery, but they're hopping. They sell their beer all over Tennessee pretty much, but their beer is really good, and it's made the old-fashioned way. They've got these giant vats, and you can go take a tour and stuff like that. Me and James went and took a tour one Saturday of the Calf Killer Brewery, and they give you a little glass, and matter of fact, I use that glass for my paintbrushes. And then you can try samples of the different beers. And let me tell you something, by the time you get done with the tour, you feel not feeling too bad. Cindy, are you putting your camera into a telescope? My camera is a telescope, Dragon. My camera is a camera and telescope all in one. So the camera itself, it has a 3,000 millimeter telescopic lens, and it's 77 millimeter lens diameter, and also I have another 4 times digital that I can get in. So basically that makes my camera about equivalent to a 10 or 11 inch telescope, only mine's a camera and scope all in one. So so I was going to use my mouse to, let's see. So, yeah, I don't have a telescope, Dragon. I just have cameras. And you know what? When I originally did get an 8-inch telescope, and my P1000, and I'm going to tell you that there was no way to attach the P1000 to the telescope for the simple fact that the lens doesn't come off. of the P1000, and you have to have a removable lens to attach it. So, but I'm getting old, and I've got injuries and stuff, and I can't handle a big old telescope anyway. Let me tell you, when I was getting the lunar eclipse the other night, that just about killed me running back and forth between two cameras. I'm trying to save up enough money there's an attachment that I can get where I can put both Nikon P1000s that I have on the same tripod, but I've got to save up the money for it. Well, there is, but my camera, dragging this camera, weighs almost 4 pounds. And besides that, I don't have, like I said, I don't have a telescope, and I don't want a telescope at this time. I like my cameras. It's like because the camera has so many different things that I can do. Not just look at the moon, or not just look. I haven't really gotten into any deep sky objects or anything like that. I might at some point. I don't think I'll ever get bored with the moon, though. But I might at some point try to play around with the settings to get some more deep sky stuff. It is, for me, I love the moon so much that's pretty much that's pretty much what I do. Now, I don't want a telescope, and I took down, just so you guys know, I took down all, like, where I had monthly members and things like that. I took that site completely down, and was it last month or the month before or whatever, I refunded everybody that had sent their little memberships in that month. And it's I just did that because, well, I had a nervous breakdown, for one thing, over some stuff that had nothing to do with YouTube, but YouTube didn't help. The trolls didn't help the matter. But I took all that down. I do still accept PayPal donations if anybody wants to give any. But I'm not going to sit around and ask for it. There are a few people who like to send donations here and there, and I appreciate it very much. So, anywho, I guess that's about it for this time, guys. I appreciate you coming by, and I'll talk at you later. Happy sky watching. Bye.